Hi folks, this is Ryan Litchfield. I'm going to give you an introduction here to a very special training that is coming up called the Trader's Forge and the Advanced Trader's Forge. Before we go very far though, we always remind you that I'm not a broker. I'm not giving you any advice on anything that you may be considering to fund or that you may have already in funded positions. I'm not going to be talking about trading situations today. I'm going to be introducing you to this very special class. The Trader's Forge is a training process that was developed about 15 years ago. I've refined and changed and improved on it as we've gone along. And it's going to be taking place in March on the 23rd through the 27th. The first 2 days is the regular Trader's Forge. The Advanced Forge combines with that on the 25th, 6th, and 7th. Now, guys, a forge is like a crucible. Under the right conditions, it drives out impurities. Only the best of the best stuff is left behind. And when you consider that repeated action purifies and strengthens, then coached practicing, coached training is always the best. It always produces the best results. They say practice makes perfect, but in reality it's perfect practice that makes perfect because repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition cements whatever action you're doing. So the practice has got to be perfect. And when you do that, you wind up with good results. What we're going to be doing in the Trader's Forge, guys, is essentially driving the trading process into your cranium, into your very soul. The trading process, when it gets right down to it, is not just a simple thing here, follow this indicator or do this strategy, take a pill and call me in the morning kind of an approach. A trading process is complete. It's a trading plan from start to finish. It involves three elements: the qualified setup, the management strategy, and accountability. In the Trader's Forge, I'm going to teach you the three roles of trading. And these three components of the trading process correlate to the three roles. These are actually three characteristic behaviors. They're literally personalities. Certain people are certainly very competent at doing setup, laying out a plan, calling out an action, laying out an agenda. Other people are very good at managing, following through on the detail, making sure things are done exactly the way they're supposed to be done. And others have their skill in oversight, accountability, review, coaching, nudging. Those three roles, very different, very powerful, all very essential. So let's go through them. The qualified trade. The first thing you have to do, folks, in any trading situation is you've got to find a qualified trade. That qualification is a list of criteria. You've got to scan for that criteria. You're looking for certain patterns. You've got to set up on a trade that has very specific conditions. You've got risk management. You have the selection of the options if you're doing option trading, which involves our buying or selling, which strike price, how much time, how many contracts. But you've got to specify a trading plan, and once that is done, once the trade is qualified and a plan is set in motion, you hand it off to somebody to do just that, to carry it in motion and manage it. The management part of it is, when do you enter the trade? I mean, the strategy is set up with the criteria. It happens when certain criteria are met. What strategy are we applying? How big of a position? When do we move the stops? When and how do we reduce or add to the trade? When do we bail on the trade if something goes wrong? When do we ask for help? All of those are the components of managing the trade. Then you've got the skill sets that are going to be brought into play, which is charting skills, checklisting, which is understanding the nature of the stock that you're trading, using indicators, using Japanese candlesticks, knowing how to use stops like a golfer uses golf clubs, having multiple stops to use in certain situations, following the trading plan or having the trading plan in place. That's a skill all in of itself. And then the option selection and options analysis. Guys, the Trader's Forge, like I said, is a crucible. Repetition, repetition, repetition. We will do hundreds and hundreds of days of trading. We will make hundreds of trading decisions. It'll be with a coach. It'll be a process that allows you to do repetition over and over again, learning to relax, learning to develop confidence, learning to be able to go home and do exactly the same thing that you were doing in class because you've done it enough times on your own with coaching so that you have that skill to take with you. Folks, come and join me in Dallas. 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. Yes, you can take the components individually, but I sure think it would be a whole lot better to take them all at once. Take it together. 4.5 days. We'll see you there.